As you probably know, this weekend is our first weekend back for scheduled masses, and you'll find the times of those available on our website and in the parish bulletin. Saturday night at 4:30 and at 6. We've added some masses on because of the limitations of the numbers of people that we can have at any one time in our church. And then Sunday morning 8, 9:30, 11, and 12:30. The traditional Mass, the Latin Mass on Sunday, is at 9:30 and then the 12:30. And I want to address myself to the reality. I wrote a few things down here. To the reality that it's incredible. People are very frustrated by everything. We're frustrated for being in the house for 3 months on top of each other. We're frustrated by the debate that's gone on. I have watched on the internet and in political circles the incredible divide on this question. And so I want to first just acknowledge that anger. I know that some of you are very disappointed because the leadership in the church didn't articulate strongly enough the points that you felt needed to be addressed. Some feel that the protocols in place, especially now coming back to Mass, which is what brings this all to a head, the protocols in place are either a capitulation to the governor or not strong enough. So I just want to kind of go through some of these things. The first thing to remember is that the bishop has granted until the end of June the dispensation from the obligation for Sunday Mass. So there is no obligation given the health crisis that's facing us. The other reality is that there's a lot of strong feelings, and there's almost no way in which you can come down on this issue without offending or finding disagreement with somebody else. I've really been amazed that, especially it's kind of surrounding the whole question of the mask, some people have called and said, if we have to wear a mask at church, we're not coming to church. And others have said, if people are going to be there without masks, we're not coming to church. So what does a pastor do in a situation like this? Well, let me say what we're doing. The bishop has asked that the faithful wear masks in coming to church. I'm not going to get into all of the whys about that, but that's what the bishop has asked. That's what I'm asking you to do. Let me also say that some people have a problem wearing a mask. Medical problems, psychological problems, personal problems, spiritual problems. People can hyperventilate, especially if they have asthma. And the problem of claustrophobia is a real thing. So we are not going to act as policemen. That's not my role as a priest. I've asked you to wear masks at all the masses, and if you don't want to, then that's your business. I'm not going to pry into that, and it's not going to affect my relationship with you one way or the other. There are people who are concerned about people not wearing masks, and for that reason, there will be 2 masses at which everyone will have to wear masks coming in, and that is the Saturday evening Vigil Mass at 4:30, and then the Sunday Latin Mass at 9:30 on Sunday morning. So those are the 2 times where we're going to strictly enforce it. It's the Mass for those who have some vulnerabilities. But I want to say, if you have vulnerabilities, serious vulnerabilities, you haven't been well, if you're not feeling well, if you have a fever, if you're sniffling, that, please stay home. Take advantage of the dispensation. You don't have to come to church under those conditions. So please do that. I want to ask you to let charity be your guide in this. I know the frustration. You don't want to feel charitable. This is exactly the moment. There's a lot of grace to be obtained by being charitable with people you don't agree with or who are acting in a way that you find difficult. I have said in other forums what I think about the various regulations and the threat to the free society, to religious liberty, and all of the rest of it. And I'm not going to reiterate that here as pastor of this parish. What I am calling us to is unity around the Eucharistic table. What a privilege now, once again, to celebrate Mass together in person. I had a Mass today. This is Friday that I'm recording this, and it was the first Mass that I'd celebrated publicly in the parish, and there were some of the teachers there and kids from the youth group. And in my homily, I said, "In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit." I paused and I said, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, so trying to kind of draw continuity between who we are, what our mission is, and the way in which we present that mission. So we are no longer rudely interrupted, and we're going to speak about lots of things having to do with our faith. This weekend is Pentecost weekend. The Vigil Mass is going to be a really glorious Mass on Pentecost evening. The Vigil of Pentecost will be an extended Mass. So if you can make that, we'd love to see you. I'm looking forward to just seeing the kids again, hearing kids crying in church. I know some of you don't like that, but it's going to be a welcomed return. I also want to say to you from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the love that you've shown one another, for the concern, for the support of your parish, for the support of your priests. We've gotten so many notes and communications telling us that you've been praying for us. Father John Bosco, Father Don, Father Ron. I live with a John, Ron, and Don. All join me in thanking you for your kindness. We look forward to seeing you this weekend. So please come with a spirit of prayer and the spirit of charity. I know everybody's frustrated. That's okay. Be frustrated. We can all live with our frustrations, right? The Lord will bring us together. He will nourish us, and He will sustain us through what remains going forward. We have limitations on the number of people we can have in church. We're going to be generous in letting people in the church. If you can call and let us know just so that we get a head count. I suppose if you're watching this on the internet, you are a little more savvy. If you know somebody who doesn't quite know how to do it, just bring them to church. Call, let us know if you can. If not, just bring them to church. We'll all be there. We'll have masks for those of you who want to wear masks. So I look forward to seeing you this weekend. And this is the weekend that Theophilus, he's here, is mentioned in the reading from the Acts of the Apostles. So I don't know, maybe we'll bring him to church. God bless you. We'll see you this weekend.